My name is Jemima Nzisa. I am a wife to one husband, of course. I am a mom to one handsome baby boy. I am a fibroids warrior, and I'm a health activist. And last but not least, I am the CEO and founder of Golden Eagle Initiative. So back in 2004, I was in class 7, 13 years. Yeah, so that's the time when most girls started experiencing their menses. And it was not an exception for me. So hapo it started. And it was painful, even from the day one. And my flow used to go for 7 good days. Painful 7 days. So I didn't know what was happening, because every time I could go to the doctor, I was told it's normal. It's going to disappear when you give birth. And I'm like, God, I'm in class 7. When will I ever give birth, by the way? I finish primary school, okay, niende class 8, nimalize. I go to high school. Of course, I do my college or university. So I have to live with this pain for all those years. I'm talking about the pain that you feel like someone is piercing you. You know, like there's a war in your uterus when I feel like pulling this side, stepping all over you, that kind of pain. Yeah, that is what I could term as pain, because I couldn't take it during my menses, especially with the abdominal pains. It was so bad, I could vomit during my menses. And many people could think that maybe I'm pregnant or something due to your vomiting. Yeah, so I was misjudged when I was experiencing my menses. And of course, as a young girl, you get una feel intimidated from the reactions of people towards your condition. Because I remember I was in high school, and the head girl that time didn't want to know, like, ati you're sick, ati you're sleeping in the dormitory. No, everybody needs to be in class. So when you try to imagine the kind of pain you're feeling, she couldn't relate with me, because other girls have been experiencing their menses. So even when I go to the hospital, the doctors were like, okay, why is your case so special anyway? Because we see ladies who experience these things, and you know, everybody experiences pain differently. So at least I needed someone to understand me. But luckily, I had my mom, my dad, and my bro who understood me despite the discomforts I could cause them, especially for my brother, because, you know, his bedroom was next to mine. So when period starts, me, sijui kufungia uchungu, I cry. I can scream aloud in the middle of the night. So my bro alikuwa na hama room yake, goes to the guest room, or earphones on the ears, asisikie what is happening on the other room. So I kind of feel like, you know, I nilikuwa namrelocatisha from his bedroom to another bedroom, of which I felt guilty for. But he told me, it's okay, I understand your situation. And also, my social life then was not awesome, because other girls in school, tuko in the same class, we're in the same school. I see it's like they're enjoying their menses, you know, ile kukoma, they feel, wow, we're there. But for me, it was not something to be proud of or happy about. So, because I even remember it affected my school life. Okay, I won't say like per se, because, you know, with my bro, we are just 1 year apart. So he was a class just behind me. So we were transferring schools from one school to another. And of course, kawaida, we have to do interview. So when we got there, Jem was on her menses and cramps as usual. So interview ikanishinda kufanya. So I just had to accept, and I told the teacher, let's do this. Since I can't go to the next class without doing interview, let me just repeat. And I had to catch up with my bro, because how do you tell someone to repeat Form 1? Yeah, so we caught up, he caught up with me, and we were in the same class, which to some point I was feeling, I'm the firstborn, I should be a class ahead of you, but what could I do with my situation? So it really affected me. You know, when I could experience those cramps, of course, when I go to the hospital, I was given painkillers. Sometimes the tablets couldn't help, so I had to take an injection, especially when I was in high school. I could be admitted at least one night in the hospital. I come back tomorrow. So it had become a routine. Every month, Jemima goes to the hospital, she comes back the next day, because I could also get dehydrated, so they could add some drip for me. So I survived on painkillers. Yeah, injections, tablets, whichever worked at that time, because the pain goes away for a few hours, it comes back. A few hours, it comes back. So you need to have a tablet in your pocket. Yeah, so after high school, I went to college, same thing. But now there, in 2016, someone just asked me, Jem, have you ever seen a gynecologist? And I'm like, okay, who's a gynecologist? Oh, okay. It's the doctor for ladies' issues. And I'm like, okay, no, I've never seen one. So they advised me to get checked and at least to have a scan, get to know what is in my uterus. I remember when I went to the hospital to see the doctor because I had booked earlier. So he was asking me how my menses are usually. So I had to explain everything, the pain, the heavy flow, the days that I normally go, 7 days, the flow was heavy. Sometimes I could wear pampers, diapers, especially at night, because waking up, going to change the pad, it couldn't take the blood. So I explained that to the doctor and he told me, let's do a scan, get to see, because whatever you're telling me, they are symptoms for fibroids. And I was like, okay, doc, what are fibroids? We Googled with him before I went for the scan. We Googled, we got to see the fibroids. They are so ugly. They look like they want to bite you. They are so ugly. They are just monsters. And I was like, God, let this not be the thing in me, because it's so ugly. And how will it even be removed? So the doctor, of course, saw how scared I was. And he told me, don't worry. There's a way out. Don't worry. So, but let's hope they are not the ones. So he sent me to the scan, and I did the scan. So I was asking, are they fibroids? Because I just wanted to be sure. Are they fibroids? And the sonographer was like, yeah, actually, I can see 3 of them. And I'm like, fibroids or what? He told me, yes, fibroids. You know the kind of disappointment I had on my face, remembering whatever I've just seen on Google. I was not happy at all, because they're so ugly, and of course I couldn't think of any other way they could be removed. So my mind just clicked on surgery. And I was like, hey, these things, how many? 3? The biggest, actually it was around 7. Yeah, it was 7 centimeters. The others, I can't remember their sizes. And he also saw some cyst on the fallopian tube. Yeah, so finally I knew what it was that was eating me up all that time. And I was disappointed, honestly, because if only the nurses that I used to see when I was having my menses, they advised me to see a gyna. I believe this they could have been tackled earlier than now, because they were big. Yeah, so after I got the results, I told the doctor, let me call my parents. I need to tell them whatever it is, because after I took the results to him, of course he interpreted the results for me, and he told me the only way out is surgery. I was like, there's no other way. He told me no, just that we are not going to cut you open, but you're going to do small cuts. We do myectomy for you. We just remove them through small cuts, not the major surgery. Yeah, they did the minor surgery. So I just told my parents, I've just gone to the hospital. I just wanted to check, see what's up with me. And this is the news that I've got. So my dad asked me, how much are they charging? I told him it was around 360,000. Yeah, 360,000 to have them removed. So where do you even get that kind of money? So after having a conversation with my parents, they told me, it's okay. Just let it be done, because we've been looking for a solution to your problem. So if you got it, money doesn't matter. Tutatafuta pesa tena. And yeah, I went, my parents were far, so I was with my brother. He's the one who signed the consent, whatever forms. And he was there waiting for me to go in. The procedure happened, though it took longer than it was supposed to take. So he was afraid. He didn't know. So he kept asking the doctors, is this lady okay? And the doctors, the nurses could assure him, yeah, she'll be fine. So taking the anesthesia, I just took the one that they put on the nose. I wasn't ready to take any other, so that's what I took. Just sleep completely, don't get to even understand what's happening around you. But I was afraid I may not wake up again, so it was a risk. I tell you these things. What in life that you don't have to take a risk anyway? Yeah, so that was a risk that I took, knowing that I may not wake up from that bed, but I was optimistic because finally here is my solution. So why not wake up and enjoy life after surgery or after fibroids anyway, you know. So the doctors assured me after the surgery, you're going to experience painless periods. It was going to be smooth. The days actually were going to reduce. And that was like, okay, yeah, because this is one thing that is really eating me up, you know. Even the flow, they promised it was going to reduce. But that was not it after the surgery. I think it kind of even got worse because I even now got back complications, something that I never used to have. So add on the cramps, backache, which was like a piercing pain. And it's usually like, you know, people don't understand, and people are like, why do you have backache and you're so young? And I'm like, there are so many issues that can contribute to backache. You don't have to be old at your 50s, your 60s, that the back starts having issues on you. Yeah, so that was one big disappointment that I received because I was hoping it was going to be okay. I kept calling the doctor. I could even call him at night. Hey, doctor, you promised me. You said the pain was going to disappear. So it's not disappearing. It's still the same. So 3 months of doing the same thing, I got tired. So I just decided to live with it once again. Back to square one. You know, even when the pain continued happening, I just told myself, I think this is my destiny. It's not meant to happen this way. Maybe I can wait until I conceive. Yeah, maybe the pain was meant to go away after conceiving. Yeah, so at least there was hope because I'm done with school. So maybe I can start, you know, looking for a boyfriend or him looking for me. Then tafute ama nitafutwe. Yeah, which happened that someone was already chasing me very hard. So after my surgery and nothing changed. For the next 3 months, I never did a checkup or anything because I was calling the doctor and he was telling me everything was okay. But after the 3 months, I did a scan, okay, of course, with a different hospital. And they could see fibroids, you know, after 3 months. They could see fibroids. And I was like, you know, actually, even after removing the fibroids, I believe you're supposed to be shown these are the fibroids that we have removed, but I never saw anything. And so I wondered, you know, I was so naive. I didn't know. So that is one thing that I came to realize after I was supposed to be shown because I went back to Google and I was like, how come my fibroids were removed, but I didn't see them? They were supposed to show me. Actually, they normally put them in a bowl. They show you these are the fibroids. But so that's when I don't want to say walifanya ukora or something, but after the 3 months, they saw some fibroids. More questions now. Did they really remove the fibroids or what happened there anyway on that table? So after the next scan, they saw there are still fibroids. But I told them, even doc, you can see I still have scars. They are not yet healed. I'm from a surgery. He told me, no, we can't do another surgery for you. Maybe now just keep using your painkillers and let's see what happens after you conceive. And I'm like, he even told me to even conceive. And I'm like, doc, I'm not married. So do I just go grab someone's husband and tell him, let's, you know, make me pregnant, I conceive. You know, even that's another burden. Yes, the pain may go away because I could Google, does really this pain go away after conceiving? To some, yes. To some, no, it doesn't. So I didn't know where I would lie. I told him that's not an option. That's not an option at the moment. So maybe we just continue using the painkillers because I didn't know a way out. I was tired, disappointed, back to square one. You know, when I was growing up, I had a target that I need to get married by 25 years. You know how old I was at that time? I was 26. But okay, I was not in a hurry anyway, because some things, they don't need you to hurry. You'll bump into someone who is going to make your life a living hell. But here comes a guy who loved me when I was bedridden, healing from the scars of the surgery. So he had seen me once. And then the next time he came to see me, it's that time, because I was in church. Yeah, I'm a church girl. Yeah, that's where we met. So he was like, that girl, okay. So the next time they came to see me, they were just told, youth, we need to go to visit one of our youth members. She's not feeling well. Only to come and find it's me. And he had already eyed me before. So that didn't make him lose hope. Actually, he tells me that's what made him love me more. By that time, the guy already knew what was my problem. Yeah, surgery from what? From fibroids. So what are fibroids? Of course, when you hear a new term, you go Googling. So he knew. And actually, I wasn't staying in my house. I was staying next door, my next door neighbor. She was his friend. I don't know why they never dated. Maybe he was meant to be mine. Yeah, but they were good friends. Yeah, so of course she told him what was happening. And it didn't make him not go after me still. And that was now October, yes, October. That is when the surgery had happened. So the process of healing, he could come check up on us. Sometimes he could call. So, you girls, what do you want to take for dinner? And she could tell me, that question is meant for you. So you say, you want us to eat chicken? Yeah, so that was the beginning of a beautiful journey. And I think he was just God sent. Can you imagine dating someone, okay, getting to know someone, dating someone, paying your dowry, getting married in less than a year? Yeah, that was October. Okay, and when did you get married? September. Fast forward, we get married in 2017, September. And then, of course, there's the assurance that I'm going to be with you in bad times, in good times. For us, we believe that marriage is complete even without kids. But that's not how the society sees it. So I had some pressure from the society. What if I don't conceive? What if he doesn't continue loving me without a baby? Because, of course, I had heard a lot of stories. You get married, no kids, first year, second year. They start looking for another person to give them kids. So, of course, I had that insecurity. But I trusted what he said. And I gave it my shot. I don't know why some things don't seem to bother me so much. If we get in a marriage and it's complete with or without kids, sometimes the society does not bother me so much, because at the end of the day, what if I don't get those kids, you know? But I think marrying me, knowing that he may never have kids with me, it was one way of showing me that we can do this. But you know, I thought I was going to conceive immediately. I stayed for like 6 months, and I'm like, that pressure now starts kicking in. Jem, you're not getting pregnant. You're not using any family planning. Because I could time, ovulation time. Hey, ovulation couldn't pass. We'd rather not do it the other times of the month, but ovulation, I'm like, babe, it's ovulation time. So sometimes, yeah, so, yeah, but within 6 months, for me, I gave up. I stopped counting ovulation. I was like, let it come when it feels like coming. And just when I say I'm done here, it happens. Yeah, in the 7th month, I get pregnant. Amidst of all that confusion, periods don't come, and you're like, okay, these periods I've never skipped even a day. You know, the exact date, actually my cycle is 28 days. It can't even miss a day. Like hata ikuje kesho. if it's 28th day, afadhali kuja usiku, midnight, uamkiane nayo. Like it couldn't miss. It was that accurate. So I miss and I'm like, okay, why did I miss periods? And after, like, I think it skipped my mind. I'm still hoping it will come. Maybe sikuhesabu vizuri. And then I start feeling funny. You know, those nausea, you feel you don't want some smell, there are vitu zingine. And I'm like, hey, let me go to the hospital at least, get checked. Hata akili kunionyesha I should do the home test, strip. No, I went to the hospital. So I told them I'm not feeling okay. I'm feeling nausea. So we were together. And I remember that day we were from attending a wedding. We were matching a wedding together as a couple. Yeah, so I was so tired. I was like, could it be the fatigue from the wedding preparations and all that? But no. So the doctor tells me, let's take a sample of your blood and check what's up. And then he comes out and tells me, you're pregnant. Pregnant. We just looked at each other like this. He did not look at me direct. Pregnant. He was so excited. He stood up. He carried me. Imagine hapo kwa reception ya hospitali. He just carried me like, you're pregnant. And I'm like, imagine, how did it happen? He told me, don't ask me questions. He told me, when you stopped counting ovulation, you see that day I just came, I played my thing. It was ovulation time. So, and you had given up. So I told him, okay, thank you for still counting. Yeah, so that was the exciting news. We found out that we were pregnant, actually 6 weeks pregnant. Yes. So you can imagine how happy we were. After all that time, struggling here and there, because it's not easy. The anxiety, I think the anxiety also makes you not to get pregnant, by the way. Because when you're anxious, you kind of have hormonal imbalance. Yes. So the moment I relaxed, it happened. After getting the news of we're pregnant, there was the journey to embark on about it's usually 9 months here. Actually, it's not 9 months. Pregnancy people say it's 9 months, 40 weeks. 40 weeks is how many months? Like it's 10 months. Because 1 month has 4 weeks, right? Yeah, so I was like, okay, this journey has just begun. But I was excited because this is what I wanted. So from the 2nd month, I think I was in war with pain again. Yeah. Because the fibroids, as the baby grows, the fibroids grow too. They are competing for nutrients and food and space in the uterus too. And I didn't expect it to be the way it was, because I could see women walk around. They looked happy with their baby bumps. And but for me, it was a hell of a journey, because the fibroids could pain me. They could hurt a lot. And it was a bad experience, because I was always on painkillers weekly. If I could go a week without painkillers, I would say, hey, thank you, God. But that next week, I have to do a painkiller. It got to a point that now the tablets, they were not even helping at all with the pain. So I had to do injections to clear the pain. So, but I made sure that I asked my gyna, so what are the painkillers that I can take that may not affect my baby? So he could tell me the way to go to the hospital, tell them to give you this specific medication. Yeah, that's what I did. That was in, I think it was in May or April. Yeah, it was in April 2018. The journey was crazy. To some point, I even started regretting why I got pregnant, because it was not something to enjoy. It was not a ride to enjoy. It was painful. And if I could feel that way, I was imagining how the baby inside was feeling, because the things, the monsters are competing for space with the baby. And I just hoped for the best, because I could vomit anything I eat. I think it was the periods, the pain that I experienced with the periods came back in pregnancy now. Yeah, which I thought it was going to be over and done. But I trusted God for a next journey. I always looked forward for the day that I would deliver. I just hold my baby and tell him or her how strong she was to get through with those monsters in the uterus, because I could imagine them because I had seen them on Google. So I hoped for the best. I knew that maybe this pain would go away after conceiving, as the nurses and doctors put it, but it was a continuation of my painful drama. Yeah, painful drama. But I was hoping maybe it's after delivery. Yeah, I was hoping maybe after delivery, it's when the pain goes away, because I don't expect someone to have pains when they don't have fibroids. So to me, I was blaming the pain on the fibroids, because maybe there's someone who used to experience the painful cramps and they don't have fibroids, but when they get pregnant, now the pain go away. But for me, I was like, okay, these fibroids are still here, so maybe the other person, when they were removed, they never reoccurred that fast. So with me, they're still here, so I put the blame on the fibroids with my pain. And it was a long 35 weeks of pregnancy, because yes, I was doing scans, although the doctors had advised it's not good to keep doing scans every now and then. So do scans in every semester. Just one scan is enough. So I did my second scan in my second trimester. So on the third trimester, it's when I was to go for another scan, now to get to see if the baby is doing okay, development, how it is. And the doctor, my gynae, sent me to a specific place. He told me, go to this specific place, tell them it's me who has sent you to give you a scan, to do a scan for you. So I get into that room, and the sonographer, of course, they check. I see she's not satisfied. She calls the second doctor. They check the two of them. They are not satisfied. They call a third doctor. And I'm like, okay, is everything okay? They told me, we need you to take these results to the doctor right now. Now. I asked them, is everything okay? So they didn't tell me anything. So I called my husband. He came, picked me up, because he had dropped me, went back to run some errands because the queue was long. So when he came, I told him, we have to go and see the doctor, give these results. So actually, before we left, I called the doctor and I told him, he told me, read for me what they have written. I read for him. He told me he was doing surgery. He was delivering somewhere in another hospital, but he told me to take some injection to mature the baby's lungs, because he told me we need to do an emergency delivery to get that baby out. You don't have amniotic fluid, and the baby can't continue staying in that condition, not unless he or she may die. So I had to take some injections to mature the lungs of the baby, so in case he or she comes out early, she can be able to survive. So I took the injections over the weekend. That was on a Friday. I took the injections that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I was scheduled for surgery on Monday. So Monday evening, I pack my bag, I pack baby's bags, and off we go to the hospital, ready to, finally have this baby with us after a long journey. So that was at 35 weeks. We get to the hospital, and the doctor is like, everything is going to be okay. He even organized for a pediatrician, just in case the baby comes out, to be taken care of by the pediatrician. I was ready to do anything. They checked my pressure, everything was okay. I was admitted, scheduled for tomorrow, Tuesday now. The baby was kicking, very active, and I was like, I can't wait to meet you, finally. Hey, this has been a long journey. So we negotiated with the doctor because I wanted to sleep completely. But he told me, no, let me give you the back anesthesia. You know where they do that injection? On your spinal cord. So he did what he did and got the right place and injected me. I didn't want that thing because I was told I'm going to have headaches that will never end. And my back problem may be worse. So I didn't want it. I just told the doctor, I just want to sleep. Just remove the baby, nitamwona nikiamka. Akaniambia no, just let's do this injection. Hata akitoka, you'll see the baby, at least you'll be happy, you'll get to know your baby is okay. I was like, okay, for my baby, okay, let me get it. Those other complications, tutadili nazo zikikuja baadaye. And there we were. I did the injection, so I could feel what was happening, but you can't feel the pain, but unasikia movements, ukisongeshwa. Do you know mimi nilikuja kushtukia natolewa ile kitambaa ilikuwa hapa mbele. And I'm like, okay, mtoto alitoka saa ngapi? Doc tells me, ai, kitambo, but you want to show me the baby. That's why I was half awake. What's up? So a friend of mine was waiting for me outside. So when I got out, she told me the kind of speed the nurse got out of that theater with the baby. She had never seen someone run like that. So after my surgery, pressure up. So I had to wait at the recovery room for like almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours for pressure to come down. Because I started like, I want to see my baby. I was to see the baby. That's why I took this injection. So pia dawa ijaisha kwa mwili. Niko kila mahali, so pressure nayo ikapanda. So I had to wait. So after some time, nikasukuma kwa kitanda, natolewa kwa recovery room. And I get out and I'm like, okay, I know these people, but they're not happy. I'm like, okay, why are they not happy? So my husband comes, nilikuwa nikitoka kwa lift to go now to the ward. And I'm like, babe, they have not shown me the baby, and yet they told me they will show me. Umemwona? Not even a word from him. He turned around, he took the stairs going down. And I'm like, okay, mbona hivyo? But still, I miss kama it was that injection, bado ilikuwa inanikoroga akili. I was not like niulize, mbona mko hivi? The nurse noticed the tension there, so akanipeleka kwa ward. But then in the ward, nobody's coming to see me. You know, I'm like, okay, you guys should come tell me what's up. So the only person who had courage to come and see me was my best couple for our wedding. And she's like, hey Jemimah, mtoto ametoka. Hata nikeupe kama wewe, lakini akona kichwa kama ya babake, you know. I'm like, how is she? Is it a boy or a girl? Akaniambia, it's a girl. But she's in the nursery, she's not doing okay. So of course I was like, okay, of course hayuko sawa. Si alikuwa anangangana na fibroids huku, so amniotic fluid hakuna. So definitely anashughulikiwa. And I kind of relaxed, you know, nika relax kabisa. So the next thing, my hubby comes. Hana maneno mingi. Baby, unafeel aje? So the stitch, my brother comes in with his friends. They're like comedians. So they start cracking jokes and I'm laughing. I'm like, you guys, I'm still having stitches, but I still afford to laugh and smile. Yeah, and they were told not to tell me anything until daktari akuje jioni ye mwenyewe aniambie. So he had been running errands here and there, so he came in the evening. And he's like, oh, Jemima, how are you? I told him, I'm fine. So how is baby doing? Akaniambia, we managed to remove the baby. But you know, the fibroids really had bad effect on her. And unfortunately, we lost her. Kwanza ushe nyamaza, a moment of silence. Repeat that again. Jemima, you heard me. We lost the baby. So I'm like, all this time, watu wataki kuja kwa room kuniona, it's because they don't want me to know they are sad. And of course, you can't pretend you're happy. Baby, hayuko, so you can't pretend. I cried. I broke into eyes. I nearly screamed even with the stitches. It was bad. So niko na hii uchungu, niko na uchungu wa mtoto kukufa, and nobody had told me about it. I cried like a baby because I was like, it's been a painful journey. This baby, I just wanted to see her, nione vile yako, just to hold the baby, nimwambie, we made it, you know, despite all the challenges with the fibroid, because I could just imagine vile zilikuwa zinakaa. So her face was like, one side ilikuwa imebondwa, because unajua kama mtoto kakigrow, nika soft sana. So the fibroid inamsukuma. So vile inamsukuma, even ndivyo, your formation inakuwa. Even the neck had bent. Yeah, so I was told by the best couple because alimuona, and my hubby alikuwa amepiga picha, alienda akampiga picha. So mimi sikumuona hiyo siku, that Tuesday. I didn't see the baby. I came to see her the next day. And my hubby called my mom. She came. Yeah, she really encouraged me. But my mom, she was one strong woman. She just told me, I know you're hurting, but at least you got pregnant. You carried that pregnancy and you delivered. There's someone who doesn't know they can get pregnant. So I'm not telling you to cheer up because I've seen your journey and you just wanted to see this baby, but she's not there. So I just told my hubby, peleka hizi nguo home. I don't want to see them. So the next person in the next ward alikuwa na mtoto. So nikawambia, can you transfer me from here? Because pia mimi ningekuwa na mtoto wangu hapa. When I hear the cry, I cry. So they transferred me to to the upper floor, to another ward. And it was bad. It was bad. Yeah, if I can narrate this without shedding a tear, it's because I accepted. The first step of healing is acceptance. If you don't accept, it's gonna eat you up for a long, long time. But I won't say I wasn't hurt. I carried this baby for 35 weeks with the pain. So I was hurt. I cried, definitely. So I came to see the baby the next day. She had already dried up, so you couldn't even tell if it's a baby or dark already. Ameshakauka. So I was just to give the consent, they disposed the baby. Yeah, so that is how my journey with my first pregnancy ended. After losing the baby, you have to move on with life. We went home and we are like, so what's up? What's next? Just move on. So I wasn't supposed to get pregnant immediately. I had to give myself time to heal. And I asked the doctor, did you remove the fibroids? Because definitely you saw the baby was in a bad condition. That's why you never showed the baby. So he had just taken a photo of it inside my uterus. And I'm like, he told me we couldn't remove the fibroids because you could have bled a lot. And I'm like, doc, you had my uterus wide open. Bona, you could have just cut it off. And he told me, no, you just come back after 6 months. We do a surgery to remove the fibroids. I was mad. I was disappointed. I had mixed feelings. I didn't know what to feel, actually. I didn't know what to feel. But I told myself, Jen, you need to relax a bit because you could end up saying something to someone, something you may regret later on. So we just went home and we just looked forward for the 6 months to end. We go back for another surgery. But God always has a plan for everything that happens in our lives. He could be taking you through a storm for you to get through, to come and be a blessing to someone else later on. So I'm a Christian, and whatever I believe in letting go, I believe in letting God take control. So I had a friend of mine who came visiting, and she told me that, for how long are you supposed to wait? I told her 6 months. She told me, so I know someone who can give you something, some products that you will use and shrink the fibroids. I'm like, how? Like, I don't think there's another way out. It just has to be surgery. No, she told me, no, you can try the products. If it works for you, well and good. If it doesn't, after your 6 months, you go back for surgery. There was no harm in trying, though we were damn broke. We were broke after that delivery. So I started with a few that I could manage at that time because it's supposed to be like a combination of a few products. So I started with what I could manage at that time. To be precise, I used products from Longreach Company. Longreach is an Asian company, and I believe in Chinese traditional medicine. So I used their panty liners, I used their pads, and I did an alkaline cup and a supplement called cordyceps. But I didn't take them at once. That delivery happened in November, so in December I started using the products. I started up with the panty liners and the pads, and I used the panty liners faithfully for a whole month because they also told me it's gonna help with the cramping, the pains that I used to experience with periods. And I was like, geez, okay, if this can help, let me give it a shot. I was so desperate. If hata ningeambiwa nikoroge mafi ya kuku, mimi ningekoroga na nikunywe. As long as I have faith, itaniponya. So I did the products, but I used them for like December, January, February, March, April. April was the last month of period for me experiencing periods, because I had started experiencing periods without pain, and the days had reduced to 5 days. So it was something that I was enjoying at that time. I was careful not to get pregnant. I don't know what happened. On the 5th month, I'm waiting for my periods. May, they're not coming. And I'm like, okay. So, mbona hazikuji? And again, I do, that time I did a home test. I used the PT kit. I checked my urine and 2 lines, positive, no. I went back to the chemist again. I bought another one. I did that test and it showed positive. I know I was supposed to be happy, but I was not, because I remembered my previous experience. I wasn't happy at that time, but I had used the products faithfully. You know, faithfully. If I got it, I use it until the last drop. So I said, let me check if these fibroids really, they reduced ama ilikuwa chocha. So I went for a scan before I even started clinic. And yeah, they had reduced, because by the time I was giving birth, the big one now was at 6.5 centimeters, which the doctor had shown me. It was something almost the size of an orange. And I checked and it was 3 centimeters. I was happy, by the way. I was happy, 3 centimeters. Okay, not bad. Ni kadogo. But I told God, aki umekubali nikapata mimba saa hii. Just know how you're going to get me through this until the end, because I can't afford to experience the pain that I experienced. And you know, God is faithful. He listens to us, and he grants us our wishes if it's his will. Definitely, I can tell you for free, I never used even a painkiller during that journey. It was the best I could ever have. I worked until I was remaining with 1 week to deliver, because colleagues now started telling me, Jem, kindly stay home. Whatever you want to be done, we will do it for you. Hata ukitaka tupeleke delivery wapi tutapeleka. Can you just stay home? You are tired. Tumbo iko tu huku. Yani, no, I don't want to sit the way I used to sit, because it will look so funny. Like ningeketi in a way that this is my space. Don't interfere with my space, you know. And I was like, I loved my second journey. It was awesome. It was enjoyable. I could communicate with the baby, actually. Yeah, you talk to the baby na unasikia na kick. So you're like, okay, we're having a conversation here. So you need to come out soon. And then because I have so many stories to tell you, even about your sister. So hiyo time nilikuwa move on. I had let go. So that's why I'm not even crying right now. Because if I start crying right now, hata Mungu anaweza shangaa. But you have a blessing, you know. Yeah, but I can't help but feel sad for that time. But now I have a better blessing, because I think God had just planned it. You know, unajua ile time Mungu anapanda mbegu anakuambia, napanda hii season. Whether kuna mvua ama hakuna mvua, you will have harvest. So my baby is a baby boy. His name is Asher Miles. He was born on 1st January 2020. So that was just God's plan. That was the gift he granted my husband and I. last year. A very happy, jovial, healthy. Healthy, you know, when I say healthy, babies babies get sick oftenly. Me, I don't remember taking my baby. Sijailazwa hospitali na mtoto wangu. Even with this COVID wind that is passing, hajagonjeka. I think he's just God sent. When I was going to deliver, my husband was there. He took me to the hospital that 31st December. And he told me, I'll be here tomorrow morning. Because, you know, even my doctor actually thought that I had forged the dates. He told me, Jem, aki unataka kuzaa happy new year wewe. Me, I have to count these days. He went back to his calendar. He counted until he told me, Aki, it's true. You don't want us to go even 1 week. No. If God said it's 1st January, it's 1st January. So he told me, okay, see you tomorrow 7 in the morning. And I told me, all right, see you. So yes, doctor was there on time. And my husband was so anxious. He was just at the door, the theater door. So the anesthesia guy was like, hey, your hubby is so restless. I told him he's anxious because of our first experience. And so after the baby was out, you know, looking at that baby, you're like, he's so cute. He was so, I don't know, delicate. I just wanted to grab him, but, you know, he had to be cleaned and all that. So the one thing that I noticed, it was a birthmark here. It's the same as his dad's, though for the dad is on the thigh, but they look the same. So they just told me, okay, we don't do this, but let me call your husband. He was called to the theater. To the theater, walimfungulia mlango akaingia hapo ndani, though hakuniona, of course, bado nilikuwa namaliziwa. Akambwa, kwanza akaulizwa, who do you want to see first, your wife or your baby? He said, I want to see both. I want to see both. So he had me laugh after that question. So he said, okay, I've had her laugh, so she's okay. Let me see the baby. And he was given the baby. He saw him and he was so happy. So I could hear him out telling the people when walikuwa pamoja, it's a baby boy, nimemuona, you know, he was so happy. I could hear him outside. So there are people who came to be with us. My brother, of course. My mom was called. She came together with her friend. And it was a happy moment because they told me, you see, God has done it. God has wiped your tears. So let's celebrate because it's a happy new year and we have blessings with us today. So people celebrated with us because they knew and they saw what had happened to us before. So it was a celebration time. So God had a reason why those fibroids were not removed during my first delivery. Because if they were removed, definitely I wouldn't have met this other solution, which worked wonders for me. Cramps gone, even right now. I'm on my P's, but I'm okay. I'm restful, as in I don't have any pressure. And I've been enjoying my periods without pains. Yeah, that is one thing to celebrate. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't want to scream. You may run away. Yeah, so I'm happy. I'm happy with the journey, with the progress. And you know, I'm not the only woman in the world. So I know women are going through this thing. So my husband gave me an idea. How about you do this as a ministry? You help people out here because, trust me, you are not the only person with fibroids. Women are struggling. And surgery, you know, you can't keep on doing surgery because they keep recurring. And here you have a solution whereby you can deal with not only the fibroid itself. You know, those things, they don't just get themselves there overnight. It's a process over years. A few things contributing to the fibroid growing. So I did a few research on the products that I was using and on the fibroids and on reproductive health issues that women go through. And I decided to come up with an initiative. That's why I'm a CEO, of Golden Eagle Wellness, because I wanted to help. I wanted to reach out to a woman out here. Apart from just sharing my story, yes, I had these fibroids are gone. So what next? I have a solution for these issues. And that's when Golden Eagle was born, to help women struggling with these issues. You know, let me talk a bit about the fibroids. And most of the reproductive health issues that women face, they are contributed by a few factors. So one thing, when you go for the surgery, they just cut off the fibroid. They don't deal with any other issue. What could be causing these fibroids to grow? What is the root cause of fibroids? You know, it's just going to the field, slash the grass. Of course, after 1 month, you're going to come back and do the same procedure because you didn't uproot it. Because if you uproot, you kill. Yeah, there's no life. But if you don't, you'll keep repeating the same procedure. So there are few things that contribute to fibroids and other reproductive health issues. But let me talk about fibroids because that is what was my big issue. You know, hormonal imbalance. When estrogen is too high, you get that it becomes, it triggers the fibroids to grow faster. And we have too much toxins in the system. Right now we can't avoid toxins because of the air we're breathing. It's polluted. And then we have acidity in the body. You know, our bodies are supposed to maintain a certain level of either acidity or alkalinity. So for many issues, for many diseases, even the lifestyle diseases that we have right now, most of them are contributed by too much acidity in the body. You can't avoid it either, just like toxins. That's why you need to keep detoxing, either once in 3 months. Detox your system. Maintain your body pH at alkaline, because when the body is acidic, it's a good breeding area for fibroids and even cancer. Yeah, you didn't know that, because cancer thrives well in an acidic environment. Make your body alkaline, enough oxygen. A body that is alkaline has enough oxygen. It kills cancer cells. That is one thing that even the doctors won't tell you about it. And that is the same thing with fibroids, because they are tumors. So for those tumors to keep growing, the system is acidic. So in our program, in the Golden Eagle Wellness, we offer the solution for the root cause and also shrink the tumors. Because when you do this, even if they ever reoccur again, that will be after years, not as soon as. It's bound to happen after a surgery. Because if you follow our program well, faithfully, at least consistently, you're going to say goodbye to fibroids. And I'm happy because this year in May, that's when we launched Golden Eagle. And I'm happy with the people who have trusted me. They came out. I shared my story online, and there are people who related with me, and they came out. They told me, Jem, I'm going through the same thing. I can relate with you. How can you help me? So for those who trusted me, they're in our program. I normally have a community group on WhatsApp where they talk, the progress they are getting, the experience they are having with the products. So it gives me morale. And I'm happy to share this. I already have 4 clients who are already pregnant. It's not my doing. It's God's doing, because I can give these products and still not happen. Because there are people who they started using the products together. Others gave up on the way. Others are still consistent and trusting God for the same miracle that has happened for their friends, for their fellow women in the community group. And nothing that gives me satisfaction like the stories that I get. You just see someone popping a message on you and you're like, hey, Jem, thanks for this and this. Can you imagine? I'm now like, for today in the morning, I just received a message. She never got all the products in the program. What she did a detox and used the panty liners. And within 2 months, she texted me and told me she's weeks pregnant because of the products that she used. So I normally tell clients, don't worry what you have. Start with what you can manage. That's how I started. But if you can manage to get the full package, because I normally give a kit for 3 months, at least to make sure my client is consistent with using the product, to get to see the results after 3 months, because we normally have a program of 3 to 6 months for the fibroids, depending on how big they are. We do detoxifying, we balance hormones, we make your body system alkaline using an alkaline cup for drinking water, because our bodies is 70% water. So at least take in good water, quality water that will supply your body with enough oxygen and the minerals that you need from water. Because right now, most of the bottled waters, and that is what we are running for, because like everybody has a dispenser in the home, these waters are treated. Trust you me, they don't have the minerals they say they have. They don't have them. Because the treatment itself makes the water acidic. Yeah, it makes the water acidic because you need to check the pH of the water, get to know if it's neutral, it's somehow green. So from neutral going down to orange, that's acidic. So from neutral going to bluish, that's alkaline. Yeah, those are some of the things that I normally share on my Facebook page, because I normally give information on the products that the clients are using. But so far I've been giving testimonies. The testimonies are the ones which are many. And I'm trusting God to reach out to many people to help, because at the end of the day, it's to see someone's story change, just like mine changed. And one thing I normally request from my clients, it's the consistency. That's what is going to give them results. Yeah, so because there are people that I began with in May, others got lost on the way. They have not given me any results, because once you use the products, after the 3 months, I normally request my client do a scan. Let's see the progress, because before we start, I normally know kama ziko 10 centimeter or 5. So after 3 months, I expect them to be lower than that. So if you don't do the scan and give me the results, I won't know how you're doing, because I need you to do the scan and give me the results. So that gives me the idea if we're going to continue with the 4, 5, 6 months, or now you're going to maintain a proper diet, still maintaining a few products in the program. Others, they come to me when the tummy is too big. There are some who tell me, I can see the change, it's reducing. Those are the kind of things I would love to hear from my clients. Yeah, it gives me the morale to keep going and to keep being there for them. Something else that I came to realize is that apart from this pollution of air and the foods that we eat, the kind of pad that we get to use, it really matters. I know times are hard. You can't afford a good sanitary napkin, but there are types of pads that we use that they're just recycled materials. They just use dioxide to make it white, bleach, and just fix a nylon paper, the other material which is bleached, and a synthetic material here called cotton to make you feel comfortable. But these pads, they are just trash. Let me just use that word because I've done a demo. I've been doing any pad that comes in the market. Trust you me, I normally do a demo on it. Most of them, they are terrible, because remember that blood that is coming out of your system is waste. That's why it's coming out. It's waste. And it's dirty, it's smelly, it's hot. So you have that pad which has recycled material. The blood is hot. It's carrying all, because it's waste, definitely si kitu safi. So, and the bottom layer cannot emit heat. So what happens? This heat here starts going back to your uterus, giving you more complications, contributing to the other factors that make women have a lot of gynecological issues. So we normally have a pad that is organic, pure cotton, which emits heat. We call it a breathing pad because it emits heat that is too much here. And it can hold some good amount of blood. I also have a video that I've done a demo on that, which is also online, which I've shared with my clients too on my page. Actually, our Facebook page is called Golden Eagle Wellness. I share testimonies, I share details about the products that we normally give in our program. And I make sure that the client understands what they are getting themselves into. When I say, I need you to use this pad. Why do I need you to use this pad? Because of 1, 2, 3. And I make sure I lay down the facts on that. So, yes, I know times are hard. And that's why I would love to do it like, like a charity, because alone I can't, okay? Alone I can walk faster, but together we can go far. And that's why I'm calling upon well-wishers to help me reach out to a girl child who is struggling to get a quality pad. There are so many pads in the market, and I've seen people donate. It's a good gesture. It's a good gesture. I'm not condemning any of that because that's what is at hand. But now, I want to give something of quality, something that is going to protect our girls from these crazy issues that tunakuja kuziona tukisha grow up. And we normally have a pay bill that I can talk about it as we conclude, because I know there are people out there who would want to help. They are well-wishers, there are people, you may spare an extra 100 bob, an extra 500 bob, it will go a long way. I'm going all out general, apart from just reproductive health for the ladies, because I've been getting so many inquiries on men issues and these lifestyle diseases. Because when I share the information about the alkaline cup, it shows that it deals with issues like blood pressure. It helps in reducing that. It helps in getting excess cholesterol in your system because it's a special alkaline cup. It has 2 filters which has minerals and different stones, whereby each stone has its function. So we are going to do general health. It's going to be general health as we still do our reproductive health issues for the ladies. But now we are opening up to general health, and I'm calling out on well-wishers. Please help me bring a smile on a girl child using a good quality sanitary towel. Yeah, that is going to protect that special part of a woman, because infections, they are on a higher side. There are people after every period, lazima aende dawa kwa chemist. Why? Rashes, itchy, and some very weird discharge from these materials that we are using from these recycled pads. My greatest take-home point is that there is no testimony without a test. You need to go through something for you to come later and say, this and this happened. And I'm happy for my test. It was a tough one. Could be not as tough as other people have experienced, but each pain to every person is unique. And always trust the process. Trust God. He always has he has a reason for everything. Because trust you me, Justus, if that baby had survived, ningeanza kuuliza Mungu maswali ingine, because she couldn't have been a normal baby. She couldn't have been a normal baby. So ningeanza kuuliza Mungu maswali, now why this baby? I'm always in and out of hospital. So God prevented me from that. Let this baby rest. I'm going to give you something better. So let go, and God will give you something else. So when one door closes, a better one opens. So that is what I've come to learn. And I know I'm speaking to someone out there who feels like it's the end of it. They have tried all ways of maybe getting rid of those monsters, the fibroids, the cyst, the hormonal imbalance. You always keep having recurring infections even after using medication. Trust me, there's hope. And I always believe when you tell your story, someone else will relate with it. For some time, I was hesitant to share my story because I was like, so what are people even going to take from it? They may feel like, that little pain. We've gone through so much and we don't go talking about. But the moment I started sharing my story, people just want someone they can relate with. And then they get to know they are not alone. So just know that you're not alone. That's why Jemimah is here. That's why Golden Eagle was born, because I believe it's a ministry. It's a ministry in itself. I always feel happy when I see someone tell me a different story from whatever they approached me with. Because even that cramps reducing, even if the fibroids have not yet cleared, noticing that cramps zimepungua, these things come with fatigue. Noticing that fatigue is no more. For me, it gives me satisfaction, because at least you are experiencing something different from whatever you've been experiencing. So no matter your story, always come out and talk. Someone else out there will relate with it, and they know that they are not alone. If you would love to support what I'm doing and be a part of my journey, So kindly find me on Facebook as Golden Eagle Wellness, also on Instagram as Golden Eagle Wellness. Feel free to text me or call me. You'll be sure you'll be talking to me personally. Yeah, so don't be afraid like you're going to be speaking to someone else. It's me that you're going to be talking to. So feel free to contact me. You can call, you can text on WhatsApp. It will be well received. And if you also would love to support this initiative by supporting me with donations, our pay bill number is open. Kindly feel free to also send to us on our pay bill number. We are going to appreciate so much. And as I said earlier, alone I can walk faster, but together we can go far. I'm also looking for ambassadors who are going to help me reach other people out there, people whom I can't reach on my own, even through social media. But when we come together, I believe we can do this and we will go far and beyond.